The cup slipped from his hand and shattered across the cafe floor. No one moved. Sarah stood frozen behind the counter, her eyes wide, not with anger, not even with sadness, but with something far worse. Disappointment. "You lied to me," she said quietly. Not loud, not dramatic, but it hit harder than anything Adrian Vale had ever faced. $1 billion losses hadn't shaken him. Public failures hadn't touched him. But this broke something deep inside him. "I didn't lie," Adrian said, his voice unsteady for the first time in years. "I just didn't tell you everything." Sarah shook her head slowly, like she was watching a truth she didn't want to accept unfold in front of her. "That's the same thing." The rain outside grew louder, tapping violently against the windows, as if the world itself was echoing the tension inside that small cafe. "I thought you were different," she whispered. Those words didn't just hurt. They ended something. And just like that, the one place where Adrian felt human, no longer felt like home. It didn't start with heartbreak. It started with rain, a broken car, and a man who had everything, except a reason to feel anything at all. That night, Adrian wasn't looking for change. He wasn't searching for meaning. He was just annoyed. Annoyed that his car had stalled in a part of the city he never visited. Annoyed that his perfectly controlled life had been interrupted. And then he saw her. Not in a dramatic way. Not like something out of a movie. She was just there. Standing in the rain, helping someone else before thinking about herself. And for some reason Adrian couldn't explain. He noticed. At first, it was nothing. A cup of tea, a few passing conversations, a place to wait while his car got fixed. But then he came back. And then again. Sarah never treated him like he was important. She didn't know who he was, and that was exactly why Adrian kept returning. Because for the first time in his life, he wasn't being seen as a billionaire. He was just a man sitting at a small table, being told he needed to smile more. "You look like someone who forgot how to live," she once told him. He almost laughed. Almost. She pulled him into moments he would have ignored before. Crowded streets, cheap food, conversations without purpose, laughter without strategy. There were no deals, no expectations, just simple, ordinary life. And strangely, it felt better than everything he owned. But Adrian made one mistake. He didn't tell her who he really was. Not because he wanted to deceive her, but because he was afraid. Afraid that the moment she knew, everything would change. That her laughter would become careful. That her honesty would disappear. That she would start seeing his money instead of him. So he stayed silent, and in doing so, he built something real on top of something incomplete. Until the truth found its way in. A television screen, a familiar face, a name that didn't belong in a small cafe. Sarah didn't need an explanation. She just needed confirmation. And when she got it, everything they had cracked. Which brings us back to that moment. The broken cup, the silence, the look in her eyes. It wasn't that she found out. It was what she said after. "I thought you were someone I could trust. Not love, not care about, trust." And Adrian realized something brutal in that moment. All his success meant nothing if the one person who saw him as human no longer could. Because what Adrian lost in that cafe wasn't just a woman, it was the only place where he didn't have to be anything more than himself. And the cruelest part, he lost it not because of who he was, but because he was too afraid to be honest about it. Long after Sarah walked away, long after the cafe felt like just another place, one question followed Adrian everywhere. If you hide the truth to protect something, were you ever really protecting it at all?